What's good, fam? It's Mindset Monday. It's Mindset Monday. It's Mindset Monday. It's Mindset Monday. Okay, we're getting into the flow of it. I'm kind of liking the vibe, alright? We're kind of liking it, okay? I like the colors, right? Alright, anyways, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, fam, we're gonna be looking within the seeds of this experience today and diving into planting those seeds. Really like that analogy of planting seeds, how that kind of correlates with us and what we do and what, how we kind of function. I thought it would be cool to ground in some new thoughts and really see what the process is of nurturing those thoughts so that they can be brought into reality. JT, you are the G. I just want you to know that. Hopefully you can hear me. So, what's good? What's good, gang? Good to see you out here, fam. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about it. I'm super excited. I think it's so important to understand, and we already know as humans, like, God gave us power over all earth to like farm and to grow things and to take care of the animals, and so I'm pretty sure we all have experience planting seeds, and metamorphically, like, we plant seeds now. It seems like it's more in the form of the thoughts that we share with one another. Oh my gosh, you just subscribed and that just popped up. I don't know how to stop it from going. But thank you. That's so cute. I'm gonna make a little gift for that, so it can be a little vlog person next time in the future, okay? But yeah, so I just want you to know that we have always been planting seeds, just the form of those seeds instead of, yes, I mean, I love planting plants. I love plants. I love plants very much. But we are seeing, like, in the age of Aquarius, that we're planting those thoughts. The words that we say are like a seed. Like, in the tarot, the element of air or the swords are associated with our analytical mind, our thoughts. They're associated with the element air. And this is also connected to the birds. And the birds, guess what they do? They eat the fruit, they eat the berries, and then they poop seeds, and then those seeds grow into trees, and that's beautiful. And then we look at Twitter. What does Twitter do? Twitter just literally just words everywhere. People are planting all of these seeds of these different ideas to all of these different, it's like, whoa, on so many levels, we are planting seeds. And so it's important for us to know, what seeds are we opening our hearts up to? What are we grounding into? What are we allowing to grow? We are all star seeds, right? We're all literally star seeds. What does that mean? It means that you were given this innate blueprint within your soul that if you ground into the earth, if you allow yourself to just really be who you're here to be, to give those the space for those thoughts that are uniquely yours, as much as you may doubt that they are, like, that's it, fam. Like, that's it. You just really have to be open to understanding, and you already are open to understanding that you have these seeds within you that need to be planted, and it doesn't end there when you plant them. You can't just, like, plant a seed and then be like, all right, do your thing. Like, yeah, I mean, for the most part, but the seed needs soil, right? It needs the nutrients within the soil. It needs the moisture. It needs the water. And so when we look at the element of water, when we look at it, cups in the tarot, traditionally speaking, connected with our emotions, you see that the things that we think create an emotion and a reaction. And then from those reactions, we take action. And that's when we see the growth happen, right? Yes. Oh, I'm happy that the view's given, bro. Like, it all starts up here. It all starts with the seeds that you're planting, and then how you water those seeds with the emotions that you bring up and bring forth. So let's say that you know that you're a starseed. You know that you have a mission here. You have those thoughts in your mind. They keep coming down. You open yourself up to those thoughts. You understand that your mission is unique, and that the thoughts and the experiences and even the past seeds that have been planted are all for a mission. And then you have the opportunity to kind of water it. You can water your seeds, and you should water your seeds with the emotional investment that you put into them. And what are our emotions? Emotions are energy in motion. So when we are using our emotions in such a way to water our seeds, and it's amplifying that seed, it's allowing it to grow. You can use this for any kind of manifestation. If you're wanting to really tap into your gifts and really allow those gifts to be manifested, then first you have to think and realize and plant the seeds that you have gifts that may be latent within you, that haven't fully bloomed yet. You have to plant that seed, and I'm just here to sprinkle all of the seeds so you can like grow like a beautiful garden and trees and whatnot. And you also help me plant seeds to understand, like, okay, how can I assist this growth? Yeah, so when you plant those seeds, allow yourself to be aware of your emotions. Regardless if you are aware that you're planting your seeds or not, we constantly do this throughout the day. It's not like somebody purposely planted all the grass in the world, all right? It's the same thing. Like, the seeds are just being planted. It's up to you to water the ones that you want to see grow. So when a negative thought comes into your mind versus a positive thought, if you react in an emotional way, then you're watering that plant, because you're giving that seed the energy, the water that it needs to grow. And so this is why I think it kind of is like, we get into this loop. Nice. Yes, fam. Yeah. Okay, James. All right. Trust me. We all are intermingling, and we're all planting seeds within each other. So you're not wrong about it, fam. You're not wrong about it. But with that being said, when you invest that emotion and it's a negative vibration, that's what's going to grow. So you want to allow yourself the opportunity to be aware of your emotions, be aware of the emotional states that you're in, because that's what you're going to manifest. Take, for instance, when somebody says something that you can trigger you and make your emotions just come out of the blue, and it's like a waterfall of emotions and you're not sure where that all came from. Now, if you are not careful, then you will manifest the actions taken that you probably didn't want, and that seed will continue to grow. And it happens with addictive tendencies. It happens with, traumas that happen in our lives, where we feel like, the seeds that have been planted, somebody says a certain word and it triggers you, and it triggers certain emotions. So you can weed out your garden. You can you need to tend to your garden. As human beings, we have inner gardens. These are our energy bodies. We need to prune them. We need to groom them. We need to be aware of them. And so even those triggers allow you to leverage the opportunity to ground into those emotions that are more solid and structured. You don't have to take action every time you feel a certain emotional way. And you don't, it's easy to be like, oh, stop feeling, negative when negative thoughts come your way. It's so much easier to say that than when it actually happens and you're like, it's just, no, it doesn't work that way. And that's okay. You need to just allow yourself to feel it. If you hold on to that flow, you're just like, I don't want to feel this way. You're just gonna keep feeling that way, and it's just gonna be amplified. So the best thing that you can do when there are negative vibrational emotions or thoughts lingering around, or just to allow them, acknowledge them, allow them to be there, and then come from that neutral place of being like, okay, the water, the rain comes down, and the rain and sun comes down on the good and the bad. Just like the inside of your thoughts, you can't really control it. I keep hitting my microphone, and I'm nervous that it's gonna like but you'll let me know, obviously, hopefully, if that happens. So remember, you're a powerhouse for manifestation, and you're constantly manifesting. Every single word and thought that you think is a seed for you to determine if you want to invest more energy into that becoming a true reality. If there are negative thoughts within your mind that are coming, then just allow them to be. Acknowledge them. You don't have to resist them, because the more you resist them, the more energy you're giving them, and ultimately it's not really helping anything. That would be the equivalent of looking at a weed, crossing your arms, and then yelling at it as if it did anything. and then maybe, I don't know, dumping a whole bunch of water on it thinking that's going to drown it out, but then it just gets stronger. You know, you just let it be. Just let it be. It's going to pass. All emotions pass. So give yourself the power to overcome any negative vibrations by acknowledging them and knowing that you're higher than them. You're not your thoughts. You're not the words that pass by. In that moment, they may describe you, but you are eternal. You are so much more than that. So this Mindset Monday is really just brought to you by the thought and the understanding that you are eternal, that there is such a beauty in this life, and that you're a farmer. You're here to grow. You're a star seed. You're here to grow. You're here to ground into that mission and to grow, like fully grow. Let's take a breath. Yeah, synchronicity with the phone. That's gonna keep ringing. It's all right. So, with that being said, I'm finding it's time to do some spring cleaning. There have been a lot of seeds that have been, planted within my being, and I respect and love each one for sharing a lesson. And sometimes that lesson is knowing, okay, prioritizing. You only have so much space within your experience to manifest all that is. So with that being said, you have to be selective with the seeds that you nurture and allow to grow. And obviously, we want the good ones to grow. We want, if you're watching this Good Viber, of course, fam, you want the good ones to grow. You want your tree of peace, your tree of light, your tree of love. You want them all to grow. Okay, waiting for the voicemail. It was a machine. Can you believe it? I can. So with that being said, like, when we live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information, with words upon words, and just it's information overload, we have to do our maintenance. You don't have, like, if you've ever farmed, like, eventually the roots grow. Like, my beautiful plants, I have to repot them because their roots are growing out of the pot that I put them in, and they're gonna need more nutrients, they're gonna need more space, they're gonna need more soil. So if you're wanting to really manifest and really grow something that is for you, then you have to weed out the things that aren't. You can't have everything, fam. It is just how it is, but you can have what you want, and you can't have what you don't want. So figure out which seeds within your own being need to be weeded out. These come through with the thoughts, and they're connected with the emotions. And the fruits of these plants are the actions that are taken, the physical manifestation that we see. So if you are seeing that, hey, these certain kind of thoughts are making me feel a certain kind of way, and I'm doing a certain kind of thing, and it's not giving me the fruit that I want, then it's time to really reflect and to weed it out. What does weeding out a plant look like? And it's spring cleaning, so there's a lot of weeding out going on, and in some places it's fall, so a lot of things are falling away, and both of them you need to weed out the plants that are either dying or the plants that are going to take away the nutrients from the ones that you do want. So you need to understand that this is a natural cycle, and that energetically we're like, that's what's happening right now. You are, I'm trusting, taking that time to meditate, like, write out, what thoughts are you thinking most prominently these days? What words come to your mind when you think of that? Like, I think of security, I think of finances, I think of school. Like, myself personally anyways, I think of relationships, I think of communication, I think of time. And those are some of the words that I've been thinking of, and with each one there's an emotion tied to it. And then I would meditate on, okay, how does each of these words make me feel? And then I would think, okay, what actions do I take surrounding these words? And ultimately, are they fruitful? Are they giving me more of an abundance of life and experience, or are they draining me? And then from there, rooting it out. And what does that look like? Literally just not paying as much attention to them until they eventually wither and die. Yeah, that sounds great, right? So what if you're addicted to bad seeds? You know, that happens. A lot of people are. And what's up? Peace and love. Good to see you, Meditative Juice. A lot of people, like, we all, as human beings, we get attached to the things that we know are not healthy for us. Because maybe it's this idea of, like, what death does in a way. And we know it's like, All right. So, what you should do, what I would do, and what I have done when I've had an addictive seed, like let's say porn addiction, that was really a big struggle. It was a seed that I was pouring a lot of attention and time into. There were a lot of seeds that were subconsciously planted during that time. And then I was feeling all of these emotions surrounding it because A, I knew it wasn't good, I knew that it was unhealthy, and B, there was also just a lot of emotions tied to a porn addiction, such as the emotional release and all of that other stuff. So obviously it's hard to let it go because your brain is wired to be like, oh, dopamine, oh, serotonin, oh, oxytocin, oh, these are great, keep going. But you know deep within you that this is not a fruitful seed. This is not the kind of energy that you want to grow because it's not giving you the kind of reward that you want ultimately. So, it patience, really patience. Like, I could get like upset with myself because I'd be like, today's the day, we're not doing this anymore, not never gonna watch porn again, I'm not gonna do this no more. And then like all of that energy I'm actually saying, like, all of that energy is going towards it. So, oh please, James, share your solutions in the comments, let us know. But eventually I realized like you don't have like all of that emotional charge is not helping, it's actually making it worse. I need to come from an observational place where I'm just acknowledging that this has happened. Like once you acknowledge that, okay, there's a plant within me, and you observe this plant, okay, so what are the emotional triggers surrounding it? When does it want to be watered? What words come to mind? What situations come to mind? And then being patient with yourself through this process, because especially if it's a deeply rooted seed, you're gonna have to be patient with pulling out those roots one by one and identifying where the roots are. So that's really like big patience, big kind of removing that energy of emotion and coming from more of an observational place of just seeing it for what it is and just being like, okay, this is what's happening. And then eventually it was more focusing on other plants in my garden. It was kind of taking that energy that I was investing in that, you know, in the porn addiction, and it was literally just finding something that I liked to do better. And that for me was art. It was like creating things. And when I was able to just sit down and create artwork based on how I was feeling, even if it was, you know, I was struggling in a day and I fell back in old patterns, I'd come back the next day and I'd create art about it. I would kind of explore why I felt that certain way, and it helped me personally get deep into that root. And I think if you do have a porn addiction or anything like that in the sexual field, then really tapping into your creativity is a great substitute for that seed and will assist you in creating a more stronger and healthier and overall abundant in energy plant. And it will also take away the energy from the plant that you don't want and assist you in uprooting it. So it is very much like replacing that energy, replacing where that object once was and switching it with a more healthier plant and identifying it. Like, you gotta be like, all right, I want to change, I want to uproot this plant, and have patience with yourself, because every single habit that we create, the more we do it every day, the deeper the roots go, because we're instilling that in our physical reality. So you have to have as much patience with uprooting it and changing those habits and changing those patterns, because you'll be rewiring your brain in the process. So it's a journey, you know, not a destination. It's about seeing would you prefer doing, what kind of fruits would you like to see if those fruits are not to your liking. I hope that helped, and thank you for asking, because that's a big one right there, fam. But yeah, we're still learning. We're still learning, like, okay, you know, to be patient. Like, even with any kind of plant, you can't just be, you know, pop the seed and then the next day it's a tree. It just doesn't work that way. And as much you see, the world that we live in with the conveniences, many of us don't have fruit trees that we have to watch grow until the fruit is ripe and we pick it off the tree. Most of us just go to the supermarket and we can immediately get whatever we're looking for. And this is the same on so many levels with this idea and concept of convenience in our society, that it almost strips away the sacredness of patience and having patience to eat the fruits of your own spirit. Like, straight up, you can't replace the time and energy and the emotions and the attention it takes to really manifest what you're wanting. You have to invest. You have to invest yourself, and it takes day by day by day, taking care of your plant, being aware of the energies that you're playing with, being aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing, and just being patient with yourself, because you are manifesting whatever it is that you're wanting. You are, like, let that be the seed that is planted in your mind, if not any other seed. Like, you are manifesting what it is that you truly in your heart and in your soul are here to manifest. Honor it. Honor it. Like, even the bad seeds are a lesson. They help you understand where you should bring your attention to and what you should kind of discontinue or assist other people in really not having that kind of seed anymore. What's good, Wayward? It's good to see you, fam. But yeah, for real, it's important to ground, to be aware, and even take a little bit of time to ask yourself the question, what seeds am I planting in myself or others? You can reflect on this emotionally, right? Like, how do you feel around others most of the time? Like, that's a seed right there. What do you say around others most of the time? What actions do people ask you to do most of the time? These are the signs of the kind of fruits of your spirit. And reflecting on this brings so much more awareness, and I think helps with energy management increasingly, like, so much. So yeah, with that being said, I really do thank you for tuning into this live. Let me know if you have any more questions with planting seeds. And I hope that you continue to plant, like, those just beautiful seeds. Love, light, joy, peace, all of the energy. Let it be regenerated within you and everything that you do. I appreciate taking some time to just vibe with you and to really get our mindset right for the week so that we can, get it on. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Peace.